Paris once again came under the spotlight, but not because of the glamour or romance usually attached to the city. This time, global attention turned to a shocking incident involving one of BTS's members, Kim Taehyung, better known as V. In a short video clip circulating widely on social media, Taehyung was seen walking quickly, head down, and entering a hotel in an elite part of Paris with an expression clearly showing emotional distress. There was no smile, no friendly gestures as usual, and no tight security typically surrounding him. Everything looked different. Everything seemed wrong. The question now hangs in the minds of millions of ARMY around the world. What really happened in Paris that night? Why did Taehyung look so gloomy and emotionally hurt? Was he really treated poorly while attending a fashion event in the city? And why did Jungkook, who is usually calm, suddenly show signs of anger and frustration after the incident? These questions didn't arise out of nowhere. They were born from a series of odd facts, undeniable footage, and confusing statements from HYBE labels, which seemed overly cautious and didn't directly address the main issue. Moreover, as the news spread, another report emerged claiming that Jungkook, who was in America at the time, immediately halted his personal activities and made an emergency video call to the management team. Things grew even more complicated when a source from within the Paris fashion industry, who requested anonymity, leaked shocking information. They claimed that on that night, Taehyung experienced unpleasant treatment from someone involved in the event. The treatment was not just rude but symbolically offensive, humiliating his status as a global star from South Korea. The report stated that there were allegations of racism and covert discrimination committed by certain influential individuals in the fashion industry. Taehyung was reportedly not given the proper seating and was even blocked from entering the VIP area that was initially promised to him. He was also forced to wait in a corridor for more than 20 minutes without clear information or professional treatment. Is this acceptable? Certainly not. And Jungkook's reaction was solid proof that this wasn't just a misunderstanding. A staff member from HYBE, who finally spoke up after mounting public pressure, said the agency had received an internal report about the Paris incident and was conducting a thorough investigation. However, the statement raised even more questions because it didn't specify what kind of mistreatment occurred. Even Taehyung himself hasn't made a direct statement, leading many to speculate that he might be in a psychologically unstable condition. Meanwhile, Jungkook reportedly couldn't hide his frustration. Some fans at Los Angeles airport claim to have seen Jungkook walking briskly while speaking on the phone in a loud tone. One even recorded the moment. Although the audio was unclear, Jungkook's gestures indicated he was talking to someone from management. Not long after the incident, a mysterious post appeared on Jungkook's official weverse account. "If you hurt someone I consider family, don't ever expect me to stay quiet." That sentence, though not naming anyone or any event directly, was instantly met with thousands of comments from ARMY who were convinced it referred to the person who humiliated Taehyung. Taehyung's presence in Paris was supposed to be a prestigious moment. He was personally invited by a renowned fashion house to be an honored guest at a fall collection presentation. However, what happened was far from honorable. That night, he left the event earlier than scheduled, spoke no words to the media, and went straight back to the hotel. A video shows Taehyung entering the lobby with his head down. A hotel employee said that he looked like someone who just lost it. Even when a staff member greeted him, he only nodded slightly without saying a word. The situation grew more emotional when a fan in France who saw the night's event firsthand gave their testimony. According to them, the atmosphere at the event had been strange from the start. Some security personnel were seen discussing something over their radios while pointing toward Taehyung. There was a bad vibe, as if they didn't see Taehyung as a welcomed guest, they said. That statement was later reinforced by the fact that several major European fashion media outlets did not mention Taehyung's name in their coverage. Usually, the presence of a BTS member at any event becomes the main highlight. The absence of his name in the top publications signaled that something was deliberately being concealed. Several South Korean influencers also began speaking out. One was a former pop culture journalist, now active on YouTube. They stated that the Korean entertainment industry can no longer pretend that the discrimination their artists face abroad is mere coincidence. We've seen this too often. Taehyung isn't just any artist. He's a global face. But if even he can be treated this way, what about other artists who don't have his influence? This issue quickly escalated into a public debate about artist protection, international treatment standards, and agencies' failures in providing emotional security for their talents. Many observers noted that this could be a pivotal moment for HYBE in building its global image, whether they would truly protect their artists or remain focused solely on profit. Interestingly, behind all this, many noticed the emotional bond between Taehyung and Jungkook. Known for their closeness, they're often referred to as soulmates by fans. So it's no surprise that Jungkook's reaction to this event was deeply emotional. He knows how hard it is for Taehyung to open up about psychological pressure. If Taehyung openly showed sadness in public, the wound must be too deep to hide. Now, the spotlight is not only on HYBE, but also on the fashion house that hosted the event. They have yet to issue an official statement. Meanwhile, pressure from global netizens continues to grow, demanding an apology and clarification about what really happened on the night that was supposed to honor Veed. Could this be the beginning of a major shift in the global fashion and entertainment industries? Or will this case become just another painful story ending in obscurity? One thing is certain, that night in Paris left a deep scar, not only for Taehyung, but also for millions who value integrity, courage, and humanity. Amid the flash of lights and the glimmer of cameras, truth is often silenced. But that night, the truth screamed loudest in the silent gaze of Taehyung's pain and Jungkook's fury from across the ocean. This story isn't over. This is just the beginning. Paris didn't just leave trauma, it ignited a resolve to ask deeper questions. Who will truly stand by Taehyung's side? And when will the world stop treating silence as an option? However, behind all the uproar that has spread widely, new facts have begun to emerge and overturn the assumptions that have filled social media spaces. After further investigation by various parties, including trusted South Korean media and direct representatives from HYBE and the Paris fashion event organizers, it was finally revealed that the news of mistreatment against Taehyung in Paris was actually untrue and had been greatly exaggerated by wild speculation. HYBE, through its official press release, stated that there was no form of harassment, discrimination, or unprofessional conduct experienced by Kim Taehyung during his time in Paris. They acknowledged that there were indeed some scheduling and technical issues on site, but everything had been resolved through proper communication between BTS's team and the event organizers. HYBE also added that Taehyung is in good condition, did not experience emotional distress as speculated, and continued to carry out all his scheduled activities with high professionalism. As for the video of Taehyung appearing sad while entering the hotel, it turned out to have been taken after he completed over 10 hours of back-to-back schedules without adequate rest. That fatigue was what made his expression seem unusual, not any incident or mistreatment. Furthermore, claims that Jungkook was emotionally triggered also turned out to stem from fans' personal interpretations of a social media post that was general in nature. There was no evidence or official statement from Jungkook or HYBE confirming that the post was about the Paris incident. HYBE firmly stated that it's inappropriate to link an artist's personal post with an unverified incident. The fashion house that invited Taehyung also finally spoke up. In their official statement, they stated that Taehyung was treated with the utmost respect and was given an honorary position at the event. They even expressed gratitude for his presence, which helped boost the event's global spotlight. One staff member added that Taehyung was very friendly and cooperative, still smiling and greeting fans despite being extremely tired from his international schedule. With all these official clarifications, it can be concluded that the story of mistreatment against Taehyung in Paris was merely a baseless rumor fueled by misunderstandings and the public's desire for a dramatic narrative. The digital world, especially social media, often amplifies isolated incidents that don't necessarily reflect the full picture. the so-called testimony from an anonymous source claiming to have witnessed unpleasant events also turned out to be unverifiable. Many such reports originated from unverified accounts that deliberately stirred fan emotions for interactions and viral exposure. Unfortunately, in today's digital age, such information spreads rapidly and is believed as truth before verification. This incident serves as an important reminder for the public, media, and fans to be cautious in receiving and spreading information. While empathy for idols like Taehyung is natural and even admirable, emotion without data and facts only leads to chaos, unjustly targets innocent parties, and could damage the reputations of those involved. Taehyung himself, until now, hasn't felt the need to issue a personal clarification. He continued to appear as usual in subsequent public activities and showed no signs of trauma or emotional wounds as previously assumed. This further strengthens the evidence that no major incident occurred to hurt his dignity during his visit to Paris. In closing, it must be emphasized that the global entertainment industry is never free from scrutiny, gossip, and wild narratives. However, as audiences and fans, the responsibility to distinguish fact from fiction is absolute. The role of responsible media is also crucial in delivering verified information, not merely shaping opinions for clicks and sensation.